Cowabunga dudes and dudettes, this is Anthony, aka BatBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the new Jada toys, Mega Man and Iceman. Now these are the first two figures from the very first wave that I'll be checking out, and as we can see they are going to be coming in the standard Mega Man window box packaging. I love that we can see some really good artwork of both characters at the bottom. I love that we can even see the energy bars on the left. And turning both boxes around, we can see a small cross-sell of all the figures from this particular wave. Fireman not fully out yet, but I'll be hoping to get at him soon. But as we can see, other characters at the bottom there that we hopefully see in future lines. So with the boxes out of the way, let's go ahead and crack these figures open and let them breathe. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and talk about the Blue Bomber himself first. Because damn, this is just a toy line that I have been waiting for what it feels like my whole life. You know, we've gotten sprinkles of Mega Man toys throughout the years, but nothing really definitive where they're giving us just iconic looks for Mega Man, all the different types of villains, and it really feels like that's what Jada Toys or Jada Toys is going to give us with this new Mega Man line, and quite frankly, I am all in with these. So first of all, Mega Man here himself looks fantastic. I mean, this is what Mega Man should look like. I absolutely love the head sculpts here with that nice, beautiful smile. Just looks really good. And the helmet looks fantastic with a little bit of red right there in the center, and then a little bit of black coming out the back, like almost like vents kind of thing. And then you got his blue hawk at the top. I just love the colors. The paint apps are just like really clean. You might have little imperfections here and there, but for the most part, they look really, really nice. I love the glossiness of, the glossiness of the darker blue there. That look really good. And then compared to the more matted blue of the lighter blue, matted blue of the lighter blue, yeah, the matted lighter blue in comparison to that darker glossy blue just looks so good. I love you even get like the jumper pads on the bottom. Those are nice, the two-tone reds. You can see how there's like a lighter red around there, then a darker red in the center. That looks really cool. And that's something to see. Like, they didn't have to paint the bottom of the feet, but I'm glad they did because it just adds to so much, especially when you're taking pictures and things like that. I love that. But one thing I really, really like, and it might be a little hard to tell with the harshness of my lights, but if you look like areas around the top of the helmet right here in this area and kind of in the back area right here, you'll see a little bit of a lighter blue airbrushing in there to give it almost like a glow or a highlight. Same thing with like in the shorts right here, a little bit on his arms. You kind of see it coming down like the legs. There's a little bit of a lighter blue, very subtly airbrushed onto certain areas of the body, and it just looks so cool. And it kind of almost looks like it might be a little bit on the lighter blue as well, a little bit too, yeah, because it looks like a little lighter that kind of fades into a darker blue. You can probably kind of see that right there on the side. That's just awesome and great attention to detail. Now we do get some interchangeable parts with this guy. We of course do get some extra hands. You get more like almost like a holding hand and a more flared out finger hand for different types of poses and things like that, which is really cool. But we also do get his Buster Cannon, which is really nice. Now this can be used for either side. You're just going to pull off at the forearms, you know. And again, when I say both sides, when you played the old school games, when he's like running, the cannon was always like on the far end. So if you turn to going to the right, the cannon was always on the far end of your perspective. Or if you're going to the left on this side, you know, the cannon was always on the far end going like that. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. You might want to heat these up. They can be pretty tricky and tight at first, but you can pop them out. Pop that in right there, and a little yellow paint on there as well. And again, you can kind of see what I'm talking about as far as that, almost like a very dry or a light airbrush of that lighter blue that fades into the darker blue. That just looks really cool. And again, I love the glossiness of that. Let's go ahead and pop a hand off. We're going to put this more flared out finger hand on. That looks really, really cool. We also do get an interchangeable head. It's just going to pop off on a little ball peg like that. We're going to go ahead and take this one off like there, or put this one on, excuse me. And then we have a more very angry, very action-y Mega Man, which looks really cool. I love the teeth on that, the look on that. He just looks more angry. He's just destroying all those bad bots. I think this just looks so freaking cool. But it does not end there, because John has been doing some really cool things with giving us effect pieces. We also do get a little blast effect like that, like he's shooting his little projection balls, whatever you want to call them. But they also come with these little stands, and this can come off the stand, but this is really cool and it's adjustable, so you can get different heights and things like that. So that's really awesome. I do love that. I also love just the translucency of the plastic, and it's not really super hard plastic. So I do like what they're doing here, and they're doing the same thing with like the Street Fighter line, giving these really cool effects. So now we get the little small one like that, but as we know, when you play the Mega Man games, he also does have this charged blast effect. So what I've been doing, I've been taking the Hadouken from the Jada Toys Ryu figure and using that as a more of a charged blast. See how it's a much bigger blast. Now, when you look at this, you can still see the hands of Ryu doing his Hadouken in there, and but you can see just how massively different in size these are. So you can use this for his general like pea shooter type of blasts. But if you want something for like pictures, you know, just obviously pose it at the right angle so you don't see the hands in there. You can get more of a charged blast, and this works because it is Jada Toys, same quality, same type of stand. So that, I think that works out really great. And again, I just love that we're getting stuff like this. Effect pieces are always appreciated. Hopefully we just get a ton more with all future figures that we do get from this line. Now let's go ahead and run down his articulation. The head is on a separate ball peg, and then it seems like the neck is on a separate ball peg, so that rolls around very nicely, does turn left and right. You're going to look up about that much, down about that far, and then still pivot side to side. Arms can go full 360, up and out that far, which is really nice. Rotation at the forearm, as well as the RC at the elbow, as well as a bend at the elbow. That's pretty good. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at the wrist. There is also an articulation point at the Buster Cannon like there, so you can bend at the elbow right there. So that's really good. We do seem to get a double ball peg, one that goes up into his his chest area, and then one down into his crotch. So you get lots of good rotation there, left and right, pivot side to side, crunches back and forth, pretty good. Hip joints that kick it up and forward that far, that's really nice. Back all the way out like so, splits all the way out right there. Rotation in the upper thigh. We got a single bend at the knee, as well as rotation at the knee. And the ankle joints seem to feel like they're on some type of maybe a ball pin system, where you can go forward all the way that far with a little bit of hinge and all the way down like that. And we do get a really good ankle rocker. I just love how that rolls around this giant leg piece right there. So honestly, the articulation is butter, man. It is not as stiff as I originally thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be pretty bad, maybe a little too stiff depending on the plastics that they use, but my God, it is so good. I have just been having a ton of fun playing with this guy, and oh my God, again, this really does feel like my dream Mega Man toy line. Now let's talk about Iceman here, because this is kind of what I'm talking about as we're going to be getting a lot of villains in this toy line, which is something a lot of us have been wanting for so long. You know, Mega Man games have had such iconic and wild villains, and we've never really gotten a toy line that just goes all out with the villains. Again, we've had sprinkles here and there. The 90s toy line was probably the vast majority of like really good villain toys that we've gotten, and those can be pretty expensive, but this Jada seems to be going into the right direction when it comes to that. So I think this whole thing looks really cool. I love the eyes and the mouth and things like that. That is just really cool to me. It looks just like Iceman. I love the furriness around the hat right there, helmet, you know, since these are all robots. It looks really good. I love the different studs that you're getting around the belt like that. And then again, the nice flat blue that we're getting here, and then you get that nice polished white. I think it looks so good. I love how that looks. We're going to turn this around here. You're going to see a little more here. So you got almost more like a latch here for that back of the helmet. You have his, I don't know what this could be, an energy tank, a hydrogen tank, or something like that. I don't know. Some kind of air tank. So that's really cool. I love the way that looks. And you got little bits of black for the elbows, the back of the elbows and the back of the knees right there. You can see more of the studs at the back. And then we do get painted the jump pads at the bottom. Again, you can see how there's like a two-tone red where there's a light red around and then a darker red at the center. I love that they painted that. What I'm also kind of noticing, there seems to be some type of peg hole in here. I'm not sure what that's for. I thought it could be for the little accessory stand, but it does not fit. So I don't know, maybe we'll use something later that comes later on for that. So that's something to look into later on, but still Looks really cool. And the same thing, I'm seeing like little bits of different colors in the blue. Like I said, how they do that subtle dry brush. There's like light blues and dark blues for that. So I don't know if that's coming off on camera, but man, it just looks so cool. I am just very, very happy with him. Now moving on to his accessories, we of course are gonna get interchangeable hands. So you have this hand right here that has more like flared out fingers. I'm gonna go ahead and put that one on. That looks really good. I'm gonna take this hand off right here. We also do get this hand that's like slightly kind of cupping, you know what I mean? And that's gonna go with his interchangeable head. So we're gonna go ahead and pop that one off and take this one, pop that one on, where he's a lot more angry. And you can see his mouth is a little more puckered. It's like he's blowing. This is really cool too. This is how he's going to be using his abilities, where he kind of looks like he's blowing his ice breath, which I think looks just so good to me. I love how they included stuff like that. Now, just like Mega Man, he also does come with his own effect with full withstand, and you can see this ice breath effect again, that nice crystal blue. I mean, they do effects really nice. I love the plastics that they're using. Looks really good, and you can pose it in front of him like he's shooting his ice breath like that. I think that works beautifully. I just love it so much. Again, I just love the way this looks, man. It's a very nice pale blue. Again, very crystal-like. I think it looks great. So this is just a fun figure, man. Again, we are supposed to be getting Fireman in this first wave as well. He just hasn't really fully dropped yet, so I'll be getting him soon. Again, just having this one right here just makes me anticipate having so many other villains. Now let's go ahead and break down his articulation. So the head is on that same ball peg, but because of the way it's sculpted with the collar kind of coming down over his chest, it's going to hinder articulation a little bit, but you can still look left and right quite a bit. Up and down, not so much, again, just because of the collar of that hood is a little more bulky. Same thing with no pivoting, rolls around a little bit. Ours still go full 360, up and out very, very far. That's, I think, actually even more than Mega Man. Rotation at that elbow, as well as a bend at that elbow. Rotation at the wrist, as well as a hinge at that wrist. We do seem to get a ball peg. Since he's a little more shorter and rounder than Mega Man, there seems to be one ball peg that goes in from his chest and that connects to his crotch area. And you can kind of roll it around a bit, you know what I mean? It does turn left and right, crunches back and forth a decent amount, pivot side to side a decent amount. So it's good, not as good as Mega Man, but it still works pretty nicely. Hips can kick forward all the way that far, back about that much, splits all the way out, rotation upper thigh, single bend at the knee, as well as rotation at the knee. And then we get those hinge pins at the ankles, so you can go up, down like so, and then a really good ankle rocker. And again, I just love the sculpt, how that kind of form fits around those shins right there. So overall, damn dude, I am loving these guys. Oh my god, I've been wanting this since I was a kid. The fact that we're finally getting really cool Mega Man characters, and hopefully this line just goes on until we get everything, because I will buy every single one. These are fun, beautiful toys, and I think they are definitely a must get. So for a quick size comparison, here they are sitting next to a Marvel Legends Deadpool and Mafex Batman figure. And so we can get our Marvel vs. Capcom on, here they are sitting next to a Jada Toys Ryu figure and Marvel Legends Iron Man. And just for fun, here they are with little Lego Bat Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the new Jada Toys Mega Man and Iceman. Like I've said in this video, I know a lot of us out there have been waiting for a great Mega Man line for such a long time now, and it really feels like Jada's gonna give us that. These figures are a lot of fun, gorgeous, beautiful paint apps, a lot better paint than I really thought we would ever get in a Mega Man line, with the matted tones mixed with those very polished colors. I think they look so good. The sculpts are very clean and very accurate to the character designs. I love the different interchangeable parts, heads, and even effect pieces, those are a lot of fun too. I mean, damn, I am just in love with these figures so far. I cannot wait to get Fireman, who should be coming out very, very soon. But this just gets me excited because I'm gonna want a Snake Man, a Magnet Man, a Pharaoh Man, a Skull Man. Those are some of my favorite villains that really deserve great toys. And again, these just really excite me for this entire line of Mega Man toys. Going into 2024, this might be one of my favorite and most anticipated lines to come out in quite some time. That's how much I am loving these pieces. So for me, I think you would absolutely love them, and they are definitely a must-get and would look great in your collections. So be excellent to each other, and stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.